What's up, Highland? We're at an amazing venue here at Old Wicks Factory? Mm-hmm. Yes, Old Wicks Factory. Shoot, thought I slipped up. So, Joe?
You're tired, Jeff.
I must be.
Well, I am too. We've all got water. We just got took on an amazing tour. This place is you remember the ride on Disney, It's a Small World, and it goes on and on. That is what this place is. It doesn't end. It is phenomenal.
Yeah. Found out what 80,000 square feet actually looks like.
Yeah,
it's huge.
This place is awesome. We are excited to have our guest on today. Just want to remind everyone to follow us on What's Up Highland on the Facebook page. We do have a YouTube channel. We're on, Jeff, what format are we on
Spotify.
Spotify.
Yep.
I go to the old iHeart and I get laughed at every time.
Spotify.
Okay. So let's jump right in because we have a lot to talk about. So we are here with Jennifer Ostrander and her daughter, Shannon Wells, and they have been gracious enough to walk us through the facility. We really want to share with not only the Highland community, but even out of state. They can get into where some of their guests from, but there's just a lot going on here. So thanks for coming on. If you don't mind, why don't you introduce yourselves again, and then give us a little bit about why you're sitting here today.
Okay. Well, I'm Jennifer Ostrander, as you mentioned. Originally not from Highland. My husband and I are both retired military.
Imports.
So, yeah, transplants. I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm originally from outside of Las Vegas. He's from South Dakota, so no roots here whatsoever.
Awesome.
Loved Scott Air Force Base. Bought our house in Highland in 2006, but had been affiliated since 2001 through Quarterback Club and all that. So really enjoyed it. So that's kind of how we ended up here.
I'm Shannon Wells. Shannon Wells. I'm the venue manager here, so I help give tours, book weddings, all the day in and out of throughout the week. And I really enjoy it and spending quality time with my family.
Well, good smiles, both of them.
There's good days and bad.
So for those of you that don't know, this used to be what would you say, world renowned
Wicks Organ Company.
So, okay,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you can help
Yeah.
clear me up on that. But so you guys bought the building and had a dream.
Yeah, Wicks Organ Company, they were in business over 100 years. They still are. They're still across the street. They built over 6,500 organs in their history, nationwide, internationally. Building went up for sale 2011. We bought it in August of 2017 because we had a gymnastics business. So that's why we bought it. We needed 22,000 square foot. Didn't know what we were doing with the rest of it. And basically it just kind of morphed into this. So little by little, we had no idea what we were doing. And then it just kind of happened about each year we renovated a space, and today we have 4 venue halls, getting ready suites, a patio. So it's turned out to be something a lot bigger. If you'd have asked us when we bought it, we had no idea. We were brainstorming on napkins to what we have. So
The gymnastics thing.
oh, right, yeah. So we bought it because of the gymnastics business.
And it's not even a thing.
Yeah, like I said, it's kind of a chapter. We sold it after 10 years in business. It was 7 days a week, and it was a lot of work. And this is a lot of fun. We enjoyed that chapter, but this one, we have a lot of autonomy with our schedules. And one of our unofficial hashtags is "It's a party every weekend."
So I believe in like paths, and it seems like maybe the gymnastics was the catalyst. It was really, you were destined to do this, and that was like your opening to, you follow that path and then fall into this.
Right. It was, I give all credit to that because we were renting from the school district actually for 7 years, and for the price of what we paid, it made sense to go ahead and buy the building, though we just didn't know what we were doing with the rest of it at the time.
So to have no idea that you were going to do this, and this wasn't even a vision, it's pretty incredible.
It is.
Like, you would think that somebody who professionally created venues and spaces like this would have come in here and did this, not somebody who had no idea that they were going to do this and did gymnastics, and it's like, oh yeah, well, let's just accidentally throw these things together because it looks amazing here.
when you put it that way, it can sound bad.
You have no clue what the hell you're doing. You know that?
So, I guess where do we start? Joe?
That's what I was just processing. Like, first of all, if you have not been in this facility, you guys do tours, correct? You got to come in and check it. Like, I was being a little comical, but this place is massive, and it's actually jaw dropping as you keep going through other doors, and it ties into, ultimately we ended up back where we started. I mean, it was cool. So I'm like, Jeff, I don't even know where to jump in here.
Well, I think what we could start out with just saying is that our bread and butter, I would say, is weddings, because we do book those out. We just booked June 27th, 2027, 25th, I guess, but 2 years out. So we do book our weddings 2 years out, especially fall, September, October. So that's our bread and butter. But our slower time, January, February, March, we host other events. We've hosted Motown Review for a Valentine's Day thing. We did a country band, Borderline, with line dancing. What are some?
New Year's, Oktoberfest, a 3-day music fest basically here. New Year's.
Well, we do sip and shots, which we have one coming up this Sunday, our fall one, and then we'll have our big one will be the Sunday before Black Friday. And typically we have anywhere from 1,500 to 2,000 people coming through. We have live music, food trucks, holiday drinks, and 90 plus vendors.
I say we circle back around to the weddings and go through, like, this isn't just a venue like any other venue. You guys offer so much more than just a venue. From like literally everything a bride would want can all be done right here. Like, you never have to leave the day of, which is pretty unique, I think. I'm not actually a bride, never was. But it seems unique to me, so I guess maybe if it's not, tell me it's not. But from the whole bride suite that you started us in, to the groomsmen's room, to kind of take us through the flow of what a day can look like for a bride that's coming in.
Yeah, most of our brides actually get here around 8 a.m. and then their ceremony starts about 3 o'clock, so it's kind of nice. They get their hair and makeup done here, never have to leave. They actually don't have to pay travel fees for a lot of their photographers, videographers, hair and makeup, because everything is here. So that's a big draw for some of our St. Louis clients, because we do about 10% Highland weddings, but the rest are from St. Louis, Indiana, Chicago.
That right there is impressive. You house here in Highland, and most of your business is outside. That's awesome.
Yeah, and like I said, whenever you come in, like for the bridesmaids to get ready, there's 5 stations for them, for the girls to all set up and get ready, get their hair and makeup, all the things done. And there's so much room to hang out and enjoy the time, opposed to just being in a salon. I would think would be very attractive to a lot of people.
And one thing that sets us apart is we don't have a time they have to come in. So we do have brides that get here at 6 a.m. and they can bring their own food and drink too. So they don't have to be on that side of the building. They can bring mimosas in the morning, muffins, Starbucks, whatever they want. I know some venues are a little more strict about that stuff.
And then on the other side of the door is an awesome spot for the guys to hang out. There's a card table, and the furniture is
TV.
Takes you back in time a little bit.
Yeah.
It's got a really cool feel to it, vibe that I would see attractive to groomsmen and stuff. The groomsmen, or the groom, does get some say in the
They
weddings,
love
I
that.
think. But I would think they would find that room awesome and fun to hang out.
Yeah, it was cool. And you mentioned all inclusive. You don't have to leave. You guys showed us a room back there where, someone that's maybe entertaining the idea of using your facility. You guys have. I don't know how big this room was, but your decor and table settings and all this stuff that is back in that big room. I mean, essentially they can go through and shop what they would want their wedding look.
Free,
Yeah.
Yeah, we call it our something borrowed closet, but it's actually 2,500 square foot, 48 by 48 room. So
I knew it was big.
It's not a closet.
No.
So from that aspect, then what about like catering and all that stuff? So how does that work here? How do you guys do? Like, how does one decide on food and stuff like that?
So we do have a list of preferred vendors on our website for a lot of our out-of-town brides and couples. They don't know where to start, so it's always a really good starting point. And we get a checklist about a week before, and we love when we see that they use our preferred vendors because it just makes the day go so much better. So we have caterers, DJs, photographer, all of that. It's not exclusive, and they don't have to use them. If they have someone from their hometown that they would want to use, they can do that too. But it's just a great starting point for them.
Takes the pressure off them when you're kind of basically anointing that person as a quality vendor. So there's a little bit at stake there for you as far as you guys making that recommendation, right?
And one of the things we do is we host our own wedding show in January, usually the first Sunday or second Sunday, and it's only our preferred vendors are invited. So it's not some random guy that says he wants to be a DJ for weddings and pays the fee to join. It's only our preferred vendors. So typically 45 to 50 vendors in all 3 halls. We have 3 runway shows on the hour. So 3 different bridal parlors come and bring their dresses. And so it's not so much as a cattle call at that point. It's actually getting to talk one-on-one with each of our vendors. And the one I just booked for 2027, she came to our wedding show 2 years ago.
She's given her future husband quite a big runway to opt out of this deal.
Yeah. So but she had mentioned that she came to our wedding show 2 years ago. And kind of back to our sip and shops, we know that a lot of brides that maybe don't quite have the ring on the finger yet, that we've had them say, yeah, I came to the sip and we always want to know how they heard about us. Well, I came to the sip and shop 2 years ago, and so we know they're kind of scouting a little bit before they even are engaged. So we like that.
Well, hopefully those brides don't have to wait as long as my bride had to wait. I made her wait 7 years.
There's some stories.
I can't be the only one to make go that long.
Well, clearly they've got a guessing 2 years ago. Look, there's another 2 years. I don't know. That's a 4-year window.
So we'll get on that.
Yeah. So you have multiple different scenes in here, or rooms. We're sitting in one of the main. I don't know if you can tell me what the name of this is, but when someone wants to have their wedding here, how do they decide which one of your awesome rooms that they're going to use?
Well, this is our grand hall, and this is where most of our ceremonies take place. But we have had receptions in here. We can hold up to about 300 for a reception in this hall. And it's just kind of based on what they like. So if they like the West Hall, it's a little more rustic with the wood floors and wood ceiling. And then the main hall is a little more, we say, modern and industrial. It has the orb lights, concrete floors, piping going through it. So it just kind of depends on their style, which is unique because every hall is so different. So that's a draw to a lot of brides.
It's pretty exciting.
Yeah. And just the whole flow of it is like you get dressed here, you get ready here, you have the ceremony here, and then you go to a whole nother room for the reception and the change of scenery instead of having to do the ceremony one place and then you have to drive and pack everybody up into the cars and get to another
always
reception.
a complainer at one of them. You got to go 20 miles to the reception.
Yeah, so the fact that just everything is here, but then you get a whole new experience when you go from one spot to another is just really cool.
We forgot one room. We forgot our Gatsby room, which tends to be the favorite of the couple. And parents, if they come, they can really visualize themselves entertaining their friends in there. We have it's a capacity of 200, so a true cocktail hour, a lot of sitting. We have seating for about 80, the 4 sections of leather couches. But that is kind of the nice thing. What makes us unique is that a lot of other venues maybe have you go to a little smaller room on the side while they flip the room, and then you're able to come back out. Whereas we have been asked occasionally, like, don't you have to be doing something in here, like flipping the room if they've never been here? And so it's kind of fun. We call that a progressive wedding, where they get married in our grand hall, cocktail hour in the grand hall, Gatsby room, and we keep the reception hall closed until 30 minutes before the couple makes their entrance. And then I kind of like standing at the door and just seeing their reactions as they're like, oh my gosh, another hall. So it's kind of fun.
Well, the Gatsby room's neat. I've been in there for a couple different events. It's like we won a prize at a golf outing, and we just said, hell, we're just going to invite our friends in there and have a party. And I know you guys have hosted the chamber the chamber event in there, and Sam Laporta had his draft day party here, and it's those kind of environments that they're quaint, but they're still big enough to to host a number of people in the environment. It's really cool.
Yeah, so you mentioned we can do 80th birthdays. We've actually done celebrations of life. We have an 86-inch TV in there with a USB connector, so we can do slideshows in there as well. So whatever anyone has in mind, retirements too.
Well, and it's nice for weddings too. If you're older and want to get out of the room with the DJ or band and just go mingle with your friends. I found a grandma sleeping on the couch before. It's just comfortable.
Those couches look incredibly comfortable. They're all these giant, nice leather couches that you could probably really sink into, and after a few cocktails,
Yeah.
I doze off.
Get a second wind.
So while we're talking about that, just as far as some of the furniture and things like that, I think you mentioned you are always on the hunt for the feel of this place. So tell us a little bit about how you accumulate and acquire your goods here.
Well, I've been accused that it might be an addiction, but I call myself a marketplace picker, not the marketplace, what was the show?
American.
American Pickers. Yeah, I'm a marketplace picker. I've never sold anything, but I buy stuff. And
You're the best customer.
Yeah.
I also rent U-Haul trucks to haul our goods. So we don't do that as much anymore because we pretty much have everything, but I do open it every morning, and I have bought a few things yet still, so.
It was a fun chapter. It's kind of over because everything is
Yeah.
done, but it was a really fun time.
Where are we going today? Oh, Lake St. Louis. Oh, Festus. Oh, Fenton. Decatur. We've gone all kinds of places, so.
So share with us a couple of the memorable moments that you've had since you've started this. I know as we were walking through, you've got some pictures up there. You've had a couple, you had someone that you posted on Facebook maybe a month ago, and he got on the organ down here, and then you've had some, where we're at. We're on this balcony level above the main hall. Grand Hall, I'm sorry.
It's confusing.
But share with us a couple of those experiences that have just been like highlights for you guys.
Yeah, so we had a bride and groom that met in the band at Notre Dame, and all of their bridal party was also in the band. So they actually stood up here and did the fight song, and everyone down below was cheering and chanting with them. So that was one of our most memorable weddings. It was awesome.
It was a surprise. So they stashed their instruments up here, and then they all went around the whole balcony and played it. So.
As an owner, that had to just make you proud and excited.
It was, and just seeing everyone from below. That's kind of the fun thing. It is a lot of work. It's a lot of steps. We talked about 25 to 30,000 steps a day.
We already got those in today. We did.
But it's also, I love just standing back and watching everyone smile and having fun. And of course, weddings and celebrations, we get the best part of that. So we get the best part for the best day. So it is rewarding, that part of it. I think you mentioned NFL draft with Sam Laporte. I don't think that's ever going to happen again in my lifetime. A guy from a small town of Highland to be drafted and then to have such a great year. And so to know that we have a big wall dedicated to him with his jersey and
I
that.
think I would too. It's a pretty special moment.
And then you kind of mentioned we did have 3 weeks ago or so that St. Louis Cardinals organist was here as a guest for the wedding and was really itching to play it. And when I walked in the room, the bartender's like, "Hey, that guy over there really wants to play the organ." I was like, "Okay," so walked over there nonchalantly. "Oh, you know how to play?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I was like, "Oh yeah, we let play. If they know how to play, we turn it on." And he loved it. It's a 1927 theater organ. It's basically a one-man band. He was adding in the xylophone, the drums. He was just
Have
having
you
a
seen
whole-
this, Jeff?
It's
very cool. Oh yeah, I feel like the Clydesdales are getting ready to walk in the door down there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I think it was cool in general just seeing it played, but the really neat thing is that his parents, who were elderly, were here for the wedding as guests, and they both came up to me and said, "This has been so awesome because we actually get to see him play because we don't really make the games anymore because we can't really make the games." And so that's just another one of those warm moments where you're like, that's pretty cool that they actually got to see him play in person.
Yeah. So if you want to play the organ, book a wedding here. That's the moral of the story, right?
They can bring an organist from their church. Sometimes they have a family member that can play. We also, the St. Louis Theater Organ Guild actually had one of their banquets here a couple years ago. So we have a list of ones that they can actually hire someone to play during the cocktail hour. And it's kind of cool because then it ties the history in of the building, playing the organ and people will have a drink in their hand and go watch behind the scenes of what's happening back there. So
Well, and there were only 30 made, back in?
Well, no, they made more, but from 1915 to 1930 during the silent readings. So that's one of the things we do want to do is have a silent movie night where we have an organist come in and play with the Charlie Chaplin. And,
Oh, very cool idea.
It's been an idea, but hasn't come to fruition yet.
So it seems like you have a lot of creative ideas. To me, it seems like the best way that somebody could check this out is either one, crash a wedding, or two, come to one of your events that you would have coming up. So what are some of the upcoming events that you have in the next 2-3 months that somebody could check out and get a feel for what this place has to offer?
This Sunday is our fall sip and shop. So it's from 11 to 4 p.m.
Let's get that date so if anyone's listening and they miss it.
September 14th.
Okay.
And then we also have a Halloween party this year. It's our first one. We've always wanted to do it, so we're really looking forward to it.
Nobody booked October 31st for a wedding, so it was kind of open.
Adults love to dress up, too,
And we'll have
so.
costume prizes.
And it's 8 to 12, so even if they have kids, we made it a little later start time. We have one of our preferred favorite DJs, Daryl the DJ, and so it's going to be a really good time.
So how does someone get? Is that on? How do they?
Do I need a ticket for that to show
It's
up?
it's $5 cover at the door, just to help cover the DJ and the prizes. But yeah, it's just a $5 cover charge at the door. We're not pre-selling any tickets, so hopefully everyone shows up. We are, if y'all have ever interviewed them for the Witches Walk that we have coming up on the square, I think this will be the 4th year, and it's doubled every year in size. Last year they had over 300 witches walking downtown business district, and we were ending at Schlafly's, but half had to be inside, half had to be outside, and so they were trying to come up with a plan where we do this. So it is, we will be finishing here and having a DJ, a chili, a taco bar, and giving out they have a lot of prizes to give out too, so it's going to be one place where we can all, and then we also said that the Warlocks could come too, and it's a Thursday night, so maybe watch some football and hang out too. So
That's on the 24th, right? Is it the-
caught me off guard. It's the Thursday before Halloween, the week before.
The week before.
Yes.
Yeah, not the night.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we have a holiday sip and shop November 24th. So that's our biggest one. We actually have the high school madrigals that are going to be singing up here Christmas songs.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Lots of good Christmas drinks, cocktails, 2 different acoustic singers. So it's a lot of
And
fun.
90 plus vendors for all. We always say shop local, support local. These are going to be all crafters and a lot of unique gifts. It's the Sunday before Black Friday, so come early, knock some of that shopping out, and then not have to go on Amazon and do a bunch of China built things. This is like very unique items that people can go get. And we've actually had ladies that come from different parts of the Metro East, and it's like the one time where they come here, they drink, then they go shop, and then they eat, and then they shop, and
Want
then
to
they
drink, so they shop. Yeah.
So it's kind of fun. It's not just a shop. It's an actual event for people. I think we've had 6,000 people last year say they were interested because they tagged their friends and then they tagged their friends. So social media.
Well, you got to watch that because there was I think it was on Netflix where something went viral and this girl was going to have a party and like 200,000 people showed up to her house. So you might want to watch that.
Yeah.
And we will have football on in the Gatsby room for the guys to kind of hang out. Yep.
We got
Old fashions and beer in that room.
2 86-inch TVs, and then 2 more in the main hall.
Good
so.
move on that. You know, you can't beat a very large TV in a facility.
All the guys will have something to talk about. How much is my wife spending there?
Keep an
Once
eye
the
on
game's
it.
over. Once the
Once
game's
game's
over. Yeah.
Or during halftime. Want something to talk about.
I think the last couple events that we'll have coming in the new year would be our wedding show, January 11th. Then we are going to have a borderline band back for a second round of line dancing. That was huge that we did in April. We had over 300 people come line dancing from the 90s and 2000s.
I just hear variety. You know, I know this is, maybe your primary revenue source is weddings, but I just hear so much more, that you can utilize your facility. It just seems like you've got every angle covered for whatever size event. And you guys got a beautiful outside too. So if somebody wanted to have, some kind of event that was outside, you guys are set up for that too.
Right.
Well, and we're having a dueling piano. So you have line dancing 1 month and then dueling pianos in this for February 13th for
Okay.
Valentine's.
Fun stuff. So I got this.
Yeah. So what's that magazine?
Yeah, I got this magazine. It's St. Louis Bride. I don't know if anyone knows what this is, but women anyway. Guys probably don't have a clue. But what's going on here?
Well, we do advertise in St. Louis Bride. We do get a lot of St. Louis people over here, probably for a few reasons: safety, security, and also price-wise. Compared to some of the venues in St. Louis, we are a really good deal here. So that brings them there. But we also found out that we are going to be selected to be their next photo shoot for the spring-summer issue. For the cover as well. So we're very excited about that. They just came through on a tour last week to kind of get inspired and see what they wanted, and it was kind of fun. We're not the creatives that way, like artistic in that, so just sitting back and listening how excited they got over everything, and this room will do this, and so we're excited. We won't have any access to content or what they're going to publish, so that's kind of an interesting take, but we trust them. We love the whole staff there. We got to know them really well, and we do their wedding show at the Ritz-Carlton, so we have a really great relationship. I kind of reached out to them also to do this because it is called St. Louis Bride, but we have a lot of couples come this way, and a lot of our vendors actually go to St. Louis, so it's kind of more a Metro East St. Louis.
Well, congrats on that.
Thank
It's
you.
very cool and well deserved. Walking around. You've mentioned a lot, about where your clientele comes from. Where would be the farthest place or is it?
Yeah, we've had Washington State,
That's out. You
Florida.
can't get any
How big the wind?
Alaska or Hawaii? Come on.
I think we had California.
Yeah, they sometimes meet in college and move, but this couple was from Washington State. He might have been from Springfield, but normally the bride kind of wants to have it in her hometown, but I don't know how she found us, and it was a wedding of 170, Washington State and Springfield, Illinois, and she worked for the railroad company, and it happened. Well, it happened that during the rehearsal, the Friday night before, a train went by, and most brides are like, do you know what the schedule is? The train going to go by? She actually said, do you think the train will go by when we're getting married?
Oh, that's cool.
So it was kind of interesting.
And I remember we had 2 back-to-back weekends from Baltimore, Maryland. So that was kind of random.
Oh, cool. And you get to just talk to so many people from around the country. It's just amazing that you can even be found, from that far away. That says a lot about what you have going on here.
Well, we appreciate our Facebook following. We have, I think, around 11,000 followers on our Facebook page. And they share, and even Google, like wedding venues near me, that whatever. And we cover a lot of bases, so we show up in a lot of things. So Google is our friend as well.
Well, it's pretty impressive. Anything else that we've missed or that we need to cover?
I think that was
I don't want to go on another tour today,
Yeah.
but I'd love to see it again.
Yeah.
Definitely want to make one of the events.
Yeah.
Kind of the Halloween party.
Well, Jeff, all right.
I do
If
like to
anyone
dress
knows
up.
Jeff, he actually loves Halloween and loves to dress up and other.
So
Maybe we'll
I'm
see.
excited about that one.
We'll have to talk on that.
So, well, thank you so much for being on.
Did we leave anything out?
I can't think of anything. We just appreciate you all taking the time to hear our story and maybe get some more Highland people out here. A lot of them will say, well, we haven't been invited to a wedding yet. It's like, well, we do a lot of other things,
Or have your wedding here.
Yeah.
So,
We do a lot of public events, so we love to see friends and past brides come by and see us again. It's a lot of fun.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on what you guys have built. This is incredible.
Yeah, congrats.
thanks, guys.